The world is busy, and so are our daily lives. Sometimes we won't get time to even know what is happening around us. Welcome to the Global Weekly Update, and I'm your host, Nigel the host.
And I am Ruvimbo.
And I'm Lavanya Jeka.
And certainly, we've been in a frenzy of the soccer FIFA World Cup. And this one is being hosted by three countries, that is Canada, Mexico, and the United States. And it is the first one to feature 48 teams and 104 games. And obviously, the final stage is upcoming with the semifinals already underway. And obviously, Africa's favorite, Cape Verde, losing 3-2 against Argentina. But Cape Verde did quite a great play there.
They did. They did.
I mean, they were amazing. They were like Africa's heroes. I was looking at how the goalkeeper was, I mean, the man of the moment, the saves that he was doing and what have you. And I'm also told in their country they arrived on Independence Day. Yeah. And it was like they made the nation celebrate independence very well.
That is actually quite brilliant.
It's actually quite brilliant and amazing from Cape Verde. A population of 500,000 people, and out of 500,000 people, we've got such a team that can play. So it's not about numbers, but it's about knowing the skill.
Very small population. I was caught up between Argentina and Cape Verde because I'm an Argentina fan.
Oh, okay.
I'm a proud Messi fan, so I wasn't sure who I was really supporting there, but I'm really proud of Cape Verde.
Yeah.
For
Are you
that-
just
that
proud of
effort.
Messi? Or Messi is every woman's crush. Eh?
Well, not exactly
everyone.
a crash. I do
I mean,
agree,
yeah.
but for me, it's because of his talent. The guy's
Amazing.
really talented.
Yeah.
I've seen how he kicks the ball. He's really talented.
Yeah.
Lovely. Then Portugal played against Spain, and Spain winning 1-0, and this was the end of the road for Portugal.
Yeah.
Everyone. I was looking at the social media platforms, and everyone talking about how Cristiano, bowed out of the World Cup championship in such a stage. Everyone was hoping probably to be Cristiano against Messi at some stage.
It was going to be a likely possibility that we might have ended up with Argentina versus Portugal.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, Portugal is out, and I'm pretty sure Messi fans are celebrating.
Yeah.
And personally, I'm celebrating.
And the internet was going really crazy.
It
It was
was,
amazing.
it
It was
was.
amazing.
Well, when Ronaldo fans were mocking Messi fans, nobody said anything. We were quiet. Once upon a time, Messi was not doing his very best, and now he's back. I'm actually surprised that Ronaldo said he's back. I like the comment made by Zlatan. He was like, well, I don't know why he's saying he's back. I thought he never left. Because if you never left, why would you say that you are back?
Yeah.
But anyway, that was the end of the road for Portugal, unfortunately.
Shame.
Wow. In the quarterfinals, Africa, Morocco was now the people's favorite, qualifying for the quarterfinals. I mean, for the second time, and it's actually the first ever African country to consecutively qualify for the quarterfinals in the World Cup stage, and it's just amazing. But unfortunately, the French guys stopped Morocco 2-0. But I had a question, about the French guys. Like, it seems like it was Africa playing against Africa.
It was. It was because most of the French players, they have African decency.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
amazing! It was lovely, but that was good football anyway.
My
That
question
was-
is actually towards Morocco. I love the idea of an African nation representing Africa, representing all of us, because one for all for one. But Morocco has quite a history of not being proud of being African. This is a country
crazy.
that has once applied in the 1980s to be part of the European Union. King Hassan himself formally applied to be part of the European Union. So I am not feeling too bad for Morocco. I personally am not, because if you are coming from an African continent, you have to be proud. It doesn't matter your skin color or what you look like.
Yeah.
So, well, that's it for Morocco also.
Ndosakarowa isusu dzedu dzemuafrica tinobika guchu tomufungaidza
Yes, because how can you plan to join the European Union? In other words, you're sending a message that we don't see ourselves as Africans. We identify as more white or European, but you're living in African land.
Yeah.
You're a country in Africa,
Yeah.
but you want to join the Europeans. So that is it for Morocco. I'm not feeling so bad for them.
But then Morocco was the last man standing for Africa. So, I
know.
mean, yeah.
Well, at least they should have been proud. They should have been proud to be African.
Yeah, anyway, obviously they should have been proud to be African, but obviously whoever sees a beautiful chick, they want to join the beautiful chick. So that's Morocco for you. And moving on to the quarterfinals, Spain
Morocco is
won.
biased. yeah.
And Spain won 2-1 against Belgium. And we also had Norway playing England, losing 2-1 there, against England. And we had Argentina playing on the 12th against Switzerland and winning 3-1 there. And now, obviously, we're now on the semi-final stage, which everyone is, we don't know what's going to happen. So France is playing Spain on the semi-finals, and we have England playing Argentina. Then we've got the third place playoffs on the 18th of July. So the 14th and the 15th, you have to make sure you're really glued on the TVs, because certainly this is going to, I don't know. Who do you think is going to qualify for the finals?
Argentina.
I'm rooting for England and Argentina.
Argentina for me.
Argentina all the way. But in the case that Argentina fails to win, I would love to see England win. I mean, football originated from England, and they haven't won a World Cup since the 1960s, I believe.
Yeah.
I would love to see Harry Kane lift the trophy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is it?
it would be good. Yeah. Although I'm rooting for Messi, but Harry Kane too, all the way.
But what are the chances that, history could repeat itself? Because now Argentina are the holders of the cup, right? And then the runner-up is France. So what are the chances that, it's going to happen again?
Well, we don't know. I mean, it looks like it's a rivalry. I'm not really tipping for England and whatever country to be in the finals. I think they're going to bow out, but I'm still tipping for France and Argentina in the finals. And obviously France, they won the tournament in 1998 and obviously 2018, and they were the runner-ups in 2022, like you're saying. So definitely they're coming up with fire that they want to win. But we also have got Argentina, where we've got the celebrated Messi wanting obviously to win the World Cup 2 times, 2 consecutive times. And England and Argentina also playing in the semi-finals. I mean, it goes back in history. Obviously, when you want to look at the 1966 quarterfinal where England won, and the 1986 quarterfinal where we had the hand of God, by Diego Maradona, and the 1998 round of 16. Yeah, great player indeed. Argentina won on penalties because David Beckham was red carded, so they believe that if David Beckham was in, they were going to win. So obviously, England and Argentina are not meeting for the first time. I don't know. Maybe Messi is going to do another hand of God. And now to World Cup first. The opening game between host Mexico and South Africa produced 3 red cards, the first time since 1930. 3 cards.
That is
21,
like a very dramatic first, to be honest.
It is.
What do you mean? Is it linked to how South Africa has so much pressure going on? Because you know how every African country was against South Africa, and they wanted to prove that we can actually do it. But it shows the tension that was in the ground, the tension among the players, among the.
I think Pangosana and you got two Zinayasha. It's almost a film Mexico and
Mexico has always been like that. Mexico will always be. Mexico kind of have this mafia toughness. Unfortunately, they're not part of the last countries playing in the World Cup. But I would have really loved to see Mexico go forward.
Yeah, of course.
Because Africa was rooting for them anyway from the beginning. And this was quite odd as well, because Mexico and South Africa, they had the first match of the 2010 World Cup.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is. But anyway, moving on. It's amazing that this is one of the first tournaments to have more goals being scored in the tournament. And this was done in obviously the group matches where we had 215 scores being made amongst 72 within 72 group matches, compared with the full tournament record of 172 in 64 matches in Qatar in 2022. So 215 Magobora per 72.
Yeah.
Iwo vanhu vaizonyanya,
Ah,
seeing my 3-0,
people are trying to defend their teams. Inini, I am so impressed with Messi. I'm sorry to anybody who doesn't like Messi, but the moment he played his first match, he showed what I'm not here to play.
Yeah.
He scored a hat-trick in his opening game for the World Cup. So I think that is quite astounding.
Yeah.
Pana nenamba dza Messi andipiro msikana.
Because I've seen it.
And then 2 fans are being paid to watch all World Cup matches. Guys,
Wow.
Count me in.
Me too.
Because where was this hint? Why did I not get it? Because what do you mean?
apa vasingobhadharwa dollar guys. They're being paid
50K.
50,000
Just
USD.
to watch, just to do nothing but watch all football matches
Yeah.
of the World Cup.
Kwa Victor GDC.
But is this not a scam?
No,
No, it's
It's
not.
not a scam.
It's verified. I mean, look. I mean, there is Kelvin. I mean, his name is Kevin Akoto and Austin Franklin. So it was a competition,
Okay.
and they beat out about thousands of others for this role, which requires them to create content for fans. There is a custom-made glass cubicle. And whilst they're doing content and what have you, they're being paid for it. So at the end of the day, it's basically business for.
Yeah, but
For the New York
what
Times.
made them come with that idea to just give someone money just like that?
They were trying to create probably people watching, because it's not just the 2 of them watching, but I
Yes.
also believe there are other
People
viewers
watching.
and other people watching, and by so doing, the streams, the whatever. Yes,
Ashopinda.
because 50K no kwana chi,
That's what I'm
nambo
wondering,
mbunzo.
Kuti. How do you just decide, Kuti, let me just give somebody 50K?
But they're promoting their brand, I
I
guess.
guess so.
Yeah, of
But
course.
honestly, this is 104 matches. Guys, 104 is a lot.
Dai manga muri munomu ndonzi ndigare munomu for 104 inini ndaigara
I
ndototora ka 50K
This is
kangu
50K.
We're
talking about 50K, yeah.
Kutsvaga plot kako ke 12,000 kuna namarondera kuna namazongo.
Yeah.
Because as nakunzi and don't know dig panzi, don't know every day, no shit
Yeah.
dig. You're just
No.
sitting and watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me the money. Why not?
Anyway, that was the update in terms of the FIFA World Cup. Please stay tuned as we cross over to another great update about the world.
And now we're going to talk about the weekly roundup. The first headline is that the US wants Iran to stop shooting at ships in the Strait of Hormuz. What do we think about the tensions going on between the 2 countries?
The tension between the 2 countries, whilst we have them now, I mean, it dates back to about 1979. If you look at the Strait of Hormuz, I mean, it carries about nearly 20% of oil moves around around that area. But then the problem is because Iran has got more control there, and US has been putting a lot of naval presence there. But now what then happens is whenever Iran's sanctions intensify, that's when all the mess
when
starts.
things
Or even when
escalate.
military pressure is there, then Iran will then want to close the Strait of Hormuz. But where the ceasefire has been there, like what they are saying right now, I'm sure you've seen what Iran is saying there. I mean, they're blaming this to, they're saying it's rogue elements within the military. They're saying it's an accident. And that's why they are not really coming out publicly to pledge this. But obviously, the issue is all about sanctions and the military
and
presence.
control.
Yeah, so as long as that is there, we're not sure whether this will end. And it's close to 40-something years from 1979.
Yeah.
It's an issue.
Do you think the United States would retaliate because this ceasefire seems to have been violated?
Well, I mean, Saturday's talks in Oman could determine whether tensions could continue or ease or escalate. Though, I mean, any instability in the Strait of Hormuz certainly affects globally in terms of fuel prices. Even locally, you've been seeing the fluctuation of fuel prices. So it's an effect to everyone. Though they don't really care because what they are concerned about is them. So as long as they're the ones feeling sanctions or feeling pressure,
Yes.
it's a tricky situation.
And unfortunately, a lot of countries suffer because of that,
Yeah.
because of the fuel price issues.
Yeah.
And once
true.
fuel price goes up,
Yeah.
almost everything goes up.
Yeah.
So that is it between the tensions between the US and Iran. Hopefully they will come to an agreement and hopefully a permanent ceasefire between the two countries. And moving on to Spain, they are currently experiencing one of the deadliest wildfires. At least 12 people have been killed. This is due to the heat waves. Temperatures are rising in Spain up to 40 degrees. This is quite devastating for the people of Spain.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's devastating, and if you look for the past decade, we've been having all these wildfires in Spain, and scientists are attributing this to your climate change, where we now have got more powerful winds now. I mean, moving in southern Europe,
Yeah.
and that's certainly a scare because with what's happening now in the global setup when it comes to climate change, we don't know whether there is going to be any control
That's true.
to this, because usually the control that is there is just taxation. But taxation, if anyone can afford, they will still continue
Yeah.
putting the effects. But I think it just reduces it. So, well, we don't know, though. It's just sorry that we have got deaths and people are dying.
It is very sad.
And it's actually said that, Spain is now competing on the last 4 countries in the World Cup. And now they are battling something like this. It's actually
Very
said
true.
they don't even know if their families are still safe, big at home.
True.
Yeah, so
And amongst the 12 people that have died, 4 people actually, they are actually British people. And these are somebody's brother or sister, mother or grandfather, and they've lost their loved ones. Such a hard time for
a hard
Spain
time.
right now. We hope that very soon they will get relief, and we send our condolences to all the affected families. And moving on to China, they are currently experiencing a second typhoon in a week, and there has been a massive landfall. This is another country in Asia, the other side of the world. They are experiencing some weather difficulties as well. I really feel sad for Spain and China currently because there has been some casualties with these countries.
It's that moment where you wish maybe there could be change of countries, because nyika dzakatova kwaudara. And being a fan of geography, if you look at China, where it's located, it's within the Pacific typhoon belt, where on year and year they've got tropical storms. So sometimes, in as much as we want to avoid this, but it's generally the issue of location, and we wouldn't really know what happens. But if you look in recent years, there've been wetter storms. In China, and in as much as they've tried to make controls and what have you, it's probably just the place they are in. So it's a sad story.
It is quite sad.
We just hope, the evacuations they're trying to do and what the Chinese government is trying to do to its citizens would really help.
True, it is quite sad. And unfortunately, this typhoon has affected the Philippines because 17 people have died as a result of this typhoon. I think it's really sad when somebody dies because of bad weather. Most people die because arwara and things like that. It's really, really sad what the Philippines was also experiencing earthquakes. And now the Chinese typhoon has also located them and affected them. This is really sad because this is
sad,
like something happening in Botswana. And South Africa also pays the price of the bad weather in
The bad
Botswana.
weather, yeah.
and to think so many people are being evacuated,
Yes.
2 million people being evacuated,
That's a
and
lot.
living your life in fear because you actually don't know what's going to happen in the next minute.
It's a pain.
It's actually sad.
It is sad, and weather is one of the things that are very difficult to control. When Mother Nature wants to act out, it just does its thing,
Yeah.
and there's nothing you can do about it.
Sure.
Yeah, it makes me think of how we live here in Zimbabwe. We normally don't experience this kind of things, and I'm just happy that our country is quite safe from these things. But it is quite sad what China and the Philippines are currently experiencing, and as well as Spain, the
situation.
deadly wildfires. And moving over to Nigeria, over 40 children and teachers were freed by the Nigerian army. And this is something that has been affecting Nigerian communities, the issue of bandits, things like Boko Haram.
Yeah.
I don't know, is it really safe to live in Nigeria, to live in Abuja or Lagos? Because these things are always happening, always occurring.
I mean, it's a religious issue. I'm privileged to have stayed there for about 2 years of my life studying there. You'd see there are peaceful states. Like
Okay.
I was in Calabar
Okay.
at Unical, and it's one of the most prestigious places to be within Nigeria because it's the only place that rains, according to them. But you realize that these tensions have been between the Muslim and Christian.
Yes.
Yeah.
But if you investigate it, it's not really that. It's basically the banditry that is then. Because if you look,
Very
at abductions, you go back to 2014, where we've got
Yeah.
over 270 Chibok girls who were
Yes.
kidnapped
Yeah.
because of the Boko Haram. And at the end of the day, you see it's not just religion because they ask for ransom. So it
Yeah.
becomes like a lifestyle.
Yes.
You know, if when we were in college, they used to be what they call cults.
Okay.
You know, and you've got those militant groups within colleges who just decide to abduct either you two guys and ask for ransom as a way of survival. So they look for baseless reasons of doing it, but it's all about money. But all the same thumbs up to the Nigerian
Yeah.
military for such an
That
operation.
was a job well done. So is it sort of like also money motivated because of the ransom issue? So
Yeah, it's all money. Whenever anyone talks about ransom, definitely it's money.
Money.
yeah, it is. Anyway, we move over to Venezuela, another country that is having some devastating issues because of the weather and because of the earthquakes happening in Venezuela. There has been quite a number of deaths. 4,300 people have succumbed to the earthquakes in Venezuela. This is such a terrible time
It is
for the
painful.
South American country.
It is
Yeah.
painful. You know what pains the most, as I said earlier, from a geographical point of view, you would realize that Venezuela is not really in an earthquake-prone region, but it's suffering from where it lies, which is near the Caribbean and South American tectonic plates, where you've got countries like your Chile and your Peru. So these are the places where there are more earthquakes, but it is surprising that it lying within that region, you know, we have this, and it's really devastating. You know, 4,300
Yes.
people dying.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, you'll be unaware. Mumba.
And also, can we talk about the infrastructure? Because besides, a large number of people dying, they have to rebuild their infrastructure. And
Certainly.
it takes time. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of money. And I just don't know where they are right now. But
It does.
Yeah.
Because Venezuela actually has one of the highest inflation rates in the world, and something like this is going to shake their economy.
Yeah, the economy is
Because it's
already
not only
fragile.
the people dying, but you're also losing infrastructures, and you have to source out money to
Correct.
go back to the same position that you were before the
Yeah.
earthquake. Right, now moving on to more entertaining news. Pitbull fans, they have set a Guinness World Record. Apparently, 22,141 Pitbull fans have worn bold caps just to look like him. But guys, a celebrity to such an extent that you want to look like him.
Talk about idolizing
Right?
a person.
Huh?
Because,
I mean,
yeah.
it has happened over the years.
It has.
Yeah, it has happened over the years. If you watch most concerts at Pitbull, you'd see them dressing like that.
A man has been arrested for the murder of his wife and 2 daughters. He has been arrested in South Africa. This man and his family are from the United Kingdom. It is really quite a sad story because how do you kill your spouse? Not only your spouse, but your children. It is quite a devastating issue because this is the woman that you said, I do. You made vows with them. I think this man has a certain level of psychopathy because a normal human being cannot do such a thing.
Also, the issue of mental health. It's something that, is not talked about, especially to the males. It's something that is not normally talked about, but maybe he was battling with a lot and he just didn't tell anyone because what's something that you cannot talk about to the extent that you kill your own family, your own kids. It's really sad.
It is.
Yeah,
It has a certain level of insanity because this is quite insane, and the families of both the man and the wife have been affected.
Yeah, I mean it's affecting everyone. I'm happy she came in with a point and Andautoro, but sometimes in Nangu representing Marume, I've seen most of the times when you get into an argument with a woman. We are given that pseudo courage. Sometimes that is not there, and that makes us die. But anyway, the issue, I'm told, is now before the courts, and we do not know the outcomes, and we'll just wait to see exactly what happened and what transpired. Yeah.
Well, hopefully the victims will get justice, and hopefully justice will be served. And that is it for our weekly roundup. Stay tuned for more news.
Now moving on to the trending headlines for this week. T-Rex could become most expensive fossil ever, but it's a problem for scientists. Actually, until today, I thought dinosaurs existed only in Jurassic Park and cartoons. But how do we sell fossil to people? Is that even possible?
It's the first time to see that, but it's because fossils are considered irreplaceable in Africa and Earth. So obviously, because of that, Kuchitenga, if you have money, makes you have the gold.
Yeah,
because everyone would then come.
It would probably cost you a fortune, a lot of money.
Well, if you have money, you can actually do anything, right? Moving on, men with female surnames stand up to ridicule in Kenya.
How does someone have a female surname?
My question exactly.
How is that possible?
Yeah, I'm Zimbabwe no names. I'm used to names. So ngozi oti kunema zita echikadzi. For example, it used to be funny for me kuwana maybe mukomana anenga chinzi chipo.
Yeah.
Or talent in English. But anyway, in Kenya it's all about linguistic issues. Okay. If you go there, their culture has got linguistical issues. Actually, this word or this surname, it's about their culture.
Okay.
So I think they've definitively managed to separate Warume and Wakadzi over the years for that.
I understand them. I don't think any man wants to be associated with anything that is feminine.
Yeah. That is true. That is true. Moving on, South Africa World Cup midfielder Adams dies at age 25. 25, he was still so young.
He was still very
so
young.
So much talent lost.
Still had a lot of potential.
Yeah. Toronto shooting, 2 dead and 4 injured. I thought Canada was the safest place.
In North America?
Yeah.
So did I, but remember these countries are neighbors, United States and Canada. So is things like Zimbabwe and South Africa. So I think these things are bound to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think investigations are still underway in terms of the nationalities. But like you've rightly said, I mean, the Canada generally has low levels of mafia issues.
Moving on, top 4 ranked teams make World Cup semifinals for first time. Like we talked about, there's Spain, there's Argentina, there's France, and there's England. And I don't know which one we're vouching for.
I'm rooting for Argentina.
Yeah. Same.
I'm going to Argentina because amen. But anyway, that's the team. But for this one, I'll say France. Yeah, because Mbappe is from Cameroon. His enemy is from Cameroon. So I'm just supporting Mbappe on this one. So France, I think, will go with it.
I'm not going to be supporting France. They used to oppress African nations. So I'm not on the French team, unfortunately.
But obviously, the next time we're going to meet up, we'll have the results. So thank you so much for watching. This was the Global Weekly Update. Make sure to follow and like and share all our social media pages that will be appearing on your screens. So from me and my amazing colleagues and the rest of the team behind the scenes, we say have a blessed and beautiful week. Goodbye.
Until next time.
Thank
Bye.
you.